Hey, not too much. Nice morning, holy.
That's what the microphone's for, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this, you can see we got the above deck, and then this is the underwater camera, and everything's streamed live on explore.org. You guys, if you wave, you're actually live online right now. So yeah, we just come out and we're filming the whales. We also have a citizen science project called Beluga Bits that we do. Beluga Bits. Yeah, and people are able to take, we call them snapshots on the underwater cam. And we're just looking for identification marks on the whales as well as belly shots to help determine sex. And that goes back to Stefan Peterson and his group in Winnipeg, and they use it for their research on the belugas in the area. Yeah. So it's a nice day. I can see we're all getting lots of snapshots. We'll be getting a bunch of you guys on the boat here in a moment, I'm sure. So if you go on explore.org later today, you'll see the pictures that they took of you guys on the boat. Yeah. Pardon? The leg, I don't know, it varies a little bit, I think. Just depends on the day. Sometimes it's only a few seconds, and other times it's a little bit longer, but yeah. We just been, I don't know, my favorite, I guess, is we've had lots of, well, earlier in the year we had like 4 days where the whales were feeding a lot, so once you get mixed up in all those whales, it's pretty wild. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then, pardon? Yeah, once it gets going, it just seems like more and more whales keep showing up, and yeah, I think they're making so much racket down there, it's just drawing in all the other whales, so in the area. Yeah, so that's always fun, and I don't know, it's just every day it's different out here. The whales are, they got their moods and stuff, so it seems like there's something different going on the water each day. So it's always interesting, never gets old. But we're out every day, 2 hours before and after high tide, and we're going to try if we can to get into September, provided the whales are still around and the weather's not taking a turn. So when you guys get home,
Hey, buddy.
you can check it out if you're looking for another tour of the estuary. Yeah. Pardon? Oh, Sea North 2's heading
You're
over.
talking about Remy?
Thanks.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you guys could actually, I don't know if you guys have hydrophones, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making a lot of racket today. Yeah, squawking away.
Are you getting any static on your radio? Oh, this radio is just not very good. What's that? What's that?
Oh,
Oh,
this one's all the way down. This one
Maybe. Oh, okay.
might help.
Cool.
Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
I do some pretty weird stuff with it. One time I was in Hudson Bay, I couldn't hear anything. I turned the squelch like way up, and I could suddenly hear people.
Oh, wow.
Which kind of doesn't make sense. It should be the other way around.
Yeah, I
Weird.
don't know what that will.
Oh, getting some choppiness here now.
Thanks, Remy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But anyways, I think we're gonna get a move on.
All right.
Maybe hit a Eskimo Point or something.
Cool.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah, you guys too. Have a good tour. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
do
That's right. Oh, got another visitor.
Just like a drive-through operation here,
Yeah,
right?
That's fun when everyone stops by.
Self-serve station.
Yeah. I was just gonna say we had people saying to get in the water now. They don't mind if we stop for a break to change, but it might take a little while, to do that.
How do you mean?
To go in and change then change again, like to come back out later.
Well, no, I think it might take like half an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you just change, we'll clean your wetsuit quick, and
How's it going? Good.
it's a great day. Yeah.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, we
Oh.
might have to head out that way. How are the whales out there?
Like
Really?
whereabouts? Okay, okay.
Cool. Okay, thanks. See you guys later. We can try to make it a little closer out there, but that's usually out of our range. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of pictures popping up of Sea North crew there.
Yeah, it depends on how you want to do it. I mean, I feel like we'd only be off for half an hour total.
Yeah.
And like we could stay in just as long as the visibility is good, and then just get out and change and get back on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see.
Because there's nothing else we'd have to do. You just have to get into some warm clothes,
Yeah.
right? Or like dry warm clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's fine. So whenever that happens, we can still cover the 4 hours. So.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we can see, I guess, something to think about at least.
Yeah.
Well, just seen a spy hop and then a big tail come
Did
out of
you?
the water. Yeah, just
Cool.
over there at the same time.
Like in this pod here?
No, past towards the red buoy.
Oh, okay, okay.
One came straight up and the other
Oh,
one, his
yeah.
tail was out of the water. Yeah, it's a weird thing out here. Like everyone always asks if it gets boring coming out every day, or like that's impossible.
Yeah.
And there's always something new happening. Like you get one weird whale that's extra curious, or a group that like when we had him chewing on our cameras, or we had one that was waving his head. He kept following us and thrashing around in the water behind the boat one day. It's no shortage of excitement.
Yeah, every day brings its own particular challenges too,
Yeah.
whether it's weather, visibility, or the whales, or
Yeah, so there's always, you're very engaged basically the entire time you're out here. But then it's days like this where it's so nice. The whales are hanging out, it's nice visibility, calm water, it's warm.
lots of action behind us.
Yeah,
I just saw a baby poke his head out of the water over here.
not really. We were here all day yesterday trying to get photos of the babies.
Oh yeah?
Because Stefan, when he was out with us earlier in the year, he got
Yeah.
the perfect, I could show you he's out here for one day and got lucky and got this unreal picture.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Because how they like,
I think I only have like 2 pictures of babies, and I'm out here every day.
yeah, and it's hard. Well, and when you're driving the boat, I find it very
Yeah, I
difficult
mean, I don't take that many pictures
Yeah.
on tour as it is. Like, only if the boat's pretty much stopped too.
Like,
Is that Stefan's?
yeah,
Wow.
it doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, that's your
I put it
Instagram
on,
account?
yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, well done. Go ahead there, Sea North 2.
How's it going, Jocelyn?
Pretty good.
I'll come see you guys after I get my group on the board.
Oh, we got a
Yeah, copy that.
big group heading up. We got
Throwing powder in the water yet?
No, we're just discussing how to do that. Because I kind of want to do it while the visibility's good, but we'll see.
Do it. Throw a tow line. Throw a tow line and just get him to wrap it around his ankle. Pull him backwards.
Yeah, okay, I'll run the show here, Remy. Yeah, bring some gummies when you get back.
It's one of those candy.
Yeah.
Is that the food of choice on the boat?
Yeah, he's a sucker for gummy worms.
Oh, really? That's funny. Man, they are pretty engaging
Yeah, some
today.
really, really good whales here. So when we do jump in, there's 2 factors that we're looking for snorkeling.
Ooh, that one looked like his melon, and then looked like I just caught a glimpse of a weird scar in front of his blowhole. Watch when he comes up. His melon was a weird shape too.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got a pretty gnarly looking wound on his back there.
I don't know if that would be a wound. Maybe just a deformity.
Well, there's the line that goes across right behind it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't
See
notice that.
right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
weird.
got a big chunk taken out of the back too. We got actually a huge group following us right now.
I'm probably in the way of the camera, but
Oh, and a little calf there.
there he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we throw people in the water for snorkeling, we need a combination of 2 things, and that depends on weather and depends on a bunch of things. But we need friendly whales. So like this would be a great pod to snorkel with right now, because showing that playful social behavior where they're following the boat,
Yeah.
and now they'll drift off, but they'll probably circle back.
Yeah.
And social behavior is really easy to identify because they're swimming really slowly, you can kind of see. And they're moving in different directions too. So they're not, when they're traveling, they're all going a pretty fast speed and they're all going the same direction. And when they're feeding, you can identify that as well. But
Yeah.
this is more like, see, I just saw a fluke there.
Yeah, they're just
Like a
rolling around
playful
and- yeah.
social behavior.
Yeah, you see them behind the boat and they're flipping around on their belly and
Yeah, so the ones that follow the boat aren't always the really social ones because they might just be taking a look and then
Yeah.
moving on. But this behavior that I've seen here, that's really good. And like these guys over here coming towards us
oh, yeah,
on
look
the
at
starboard
that,
side.
totally moving in.
Yeah.
I like it when you can see visibly like they're hauling
What's that?
over here just to come check us out. Like they're
Yeah, like they're on their way here,
Yeah.
basically.
like you see the groups of adults. I like those where they're like almost plowing the water.
So
Oh,
when
they're-
you get those friendly whales, you also need that visibility because, as I was mentioning to Kyron earlier, if you get these really friendly whales and they're within 5 feet of you, but you can't see 5 feet, like maybe you can't even see your feet,
Yeah.
basically. Getting a whale closer than that is very, very tough.
Yeah.
And they can always see us no matter where we are when we're in the water because they could be at the bottom of the river just looking up at us and they can see us through echolocation.
Yeah, yeah, they're
But-
very much aware of where we are and what we're doing or what
Absolutely.
we are. Like when you say that you can tell the difference between us in the water and us on the boat. Yeah, they know what's going on.
Yeah, so snorkelers are always amazed and they think like, I mean, in a way, the whales are kind of like playing with us. Because as soon as the snorkelers jump in, the whales they want to make sure that we're not any danger to them.
Yeah.
So they'll keep a perimeter around the snorkelers. They'll kind of disappear for a moment and everybody's like, where are the whales? Where are the whales? And you're like, you got to be patient. These are wild animals, first of all. But they'll get used to you being in the water.
Yeah,
So they'll keep a perimeter around you and check you out, and you'll usually be able to hear them, or maybe even underneath you where you can't see. And then they'll decide whether or not they're comfortable enough to come closer. So that's why you want these really interested, curious whales who might come right up to the camera and check that out.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, they'll chew on this one. And
yeah.
Brendan, who was on the boat, and he went out with you guys on Sea North too. I think he was on Sea North too, and then he went snorkeling separately.
Okay.
But he was humming and making noises. Do a lot of people do that?
Yeah.
That brings him in.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were responding somewhat to him on the video and stuff. You could hear when he'd hum, then they'd whistle back at them and stuff. So
Yeah, I've heard of people also having like calling responses with the whales,
Oh, really?
where the whales would there'd be whales underneath, and you could hear a particular sound, and they'd try to mimic it, and the
Oh.
whale would be like
What the heck?
responding with that same sound, so like having a calling response.
Oh, really?
But hang on a second there. Yeah, go ahead there, Alex.
Hey, how are these whales for you? Are they pretty friendly, or are they all on a mission?
No, they seem pretty good. In fact, I was just saying that these would be great whales to snorkel with.
Copy that.
Alex, you gotta get to the mouth ASAP. It's rocking.
Yeah, it looks like everywhere's rocking right now.
There's a lot moving out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening over here. Unfortunately, you could also see that tide line.
Yeah, it's
where
gonna be getting murky.
Yeah, so right now we're in more salt water, and over there is going to be more fresh water. And fresh water's always has less visibility.
Yeah.
It has more sediment in it, and it's warmer as well.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
It's been getting a little bit better now, though. They'll be getting less runoff and stuff, except for the rain that we got. But the river will be dwindling down somewhat, so the visibility gets a bit better too. And then hopefully by next year it'll be almost fully recovered. And
Well, we'll see what happens over the winter.
like seeing the photos, yeah, that's right. We have to see what this winter brings. But seeing photos from last year, it's insane. Like looking at all the old snapshot galleries and stuff, what they had for visibility. Crazy, just night and day.
Yeah, in the past we've had snorkelers right in front of the port that could see the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's 50 feet.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So,
It's so crazy. So hopefully I'll be around then next year. And next year my goal is to come with dive gear.
okay.
Just enough is enough.
Like bring your own
I need
air
to get
tanks?
in the water with these things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was told I could just fill them at the fire station.
Yep.
They'll have a compressor and be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, we run the snorkel tours, and people ask why people don't dive with the whales. And I mean, Churchill doesn't have a decompression chamber as well, so for medical emergency reasons. But also, this isn't the kind of whales that you have to dive with.
No.
And most of the people I've spoken to who do snorkel tours are free diving, like we talked about before. I talked to them about, when I say diving with whales, I mean like snorkeling and free diving. That diving with whales anywhere in the world, most whales are freaked out by scuba gear.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's something to do with that sound,
There you go.
but it might be with orcas in Norway, or with humpback whales in Tonga or Dominican Republic, or anywhere in the world. And people say, yeah, sperm whales off Iceland, they're freaked out by scuba gear.
Yeah.
So you could try it.
Well,
like,
and
do
I
it,
also
but
found out too that I just found out the other day there's crabs and scallops and all kinds of stuff here. So
yeah, I'd like to check that
the
out
bigger
too.
mussels are in the deeper water.
Yeah.
And, and I just love diving. I really enjoy it. So I think it'd be awesome. But this year I priced it out. Like maybe I can figure it out by next year when I have more time. But it was like going to be, I think you said $7,000 to $8,000 for a setup. Like that's including your dry suit, and that's like from scratch, everything, your BCD and regulator.
Like just to buy it, or to ship it up here?
To buy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot of dough, and I didn't have much time to look for used stuff or anything like that. So, Greg here is asking, what's the right way to get in the water with a beluga? My guess is not to be flailing around and freaking out, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make as little splash as possible, because they don't really respond very well to splash or like swimming and that kind of thing.
Do people tip over that way, or do you guys just slide into the water?
No, just slide in feet first is the best. So
I guess
because
you're not wearing
feet over
fins.
the water.
I keep forgetting that we're not wearing fins.
Yeah, right. But again, this is the best way to make a splash,
Yeah.
other than maybe a cannonball.
Yeah.
But I like to I encourage people to do this, but people find that when I mention it to them, they're like, I'm not really comfortable enough to do that. Because what I like to do is I'll do a penguin dive, where I put my face in the water and then slide in head first.
Oh,
and
really?
again, it's like really minimal splash because you're just streamlined in the water. But people are like, no, I'm going to go in feet first.
Really?
But I just find that, especially because the whales just kind of distribute, like they spook a little bit once you get in the water. So this way, if there's whales beneath your boat, like you don't want to jump on top of them, and we discourage that. But say like this guy down here, he's pretty deep, and this way you get to see them like just before they spread out, so you can kind of put your face in the water and look at them.
Yeah.
And then as you're going in the water, they'll like kind of
Get out of
they'll
there.
usually get out of the way, but sometimes they'll stick around too.
Yeah.
And at least you get a quick glimpse of them before they spread out, and then
Beetle.
they'll get comfortable with you in the water, and they'll decide if they want to come back.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Like I know some people are just scared of water, and some people, I don't know, they're just iffy about snorkeling or diving or anything. But I've talked to a number of people, and they come up here, and they're either on the boat here or they've been out on Sea North, and they get to see the whales and they see how they behave and everything, and they're still like, nope, forget that, man. There's no way I'm getting in the water with those things. Like
Well-
people just don't like animals in the water, but
I mean, like I said before, these are wild animals too, right? Like being so close to a wild animal, and it's the whales act the same with us too.
Yeah.
Is that they're a lot more comfortable when we're in the boat
yeah,
than when we're in the water. Like, bar none. You know, they'll come right up and scratch the boat, but getting one within 5 feet of you in the water is a really, really special experience.
yeah. I just think they're just like us. They're checking us out just like we're checking them out.
Totally.
You know, there could almost be a
I-
sea north setup underneath the water where there's one of these whales is the guide, and they're just showing showing the whales the people.
Yeah, I like to think of that in a way too. When I think of, like, I do a lot of personifying of the whales and saying, oh, you know, this is a group of mums with their toddlers. And no, it's just, they're going for a walk or whatever. And that's a bad example. But I think that when they're in the north, when they migrate in the winter, and they're like, oh, what are you going to do for your summer holidays? Oh, you know, I'm thinking of going back to Churchill. We really enjoyed it there last year, and the kids have such a good time.
Yeah, there's these weird things that float around the water, and we like
Yeah,
to do
well,
tours and,
they're going to Churchill to go people watching,
check out the
basically.
people on top.
So I think of it like being from Canada, a lot of people go to Mexico for the winter, for example, and they'll go back to the same place.
Well, this is
And
the
this is
water's
like-
so warm, the fish are plentiful.
Exactly, and
Oh, I
it's
get
an
so
all-you-can-eat
fat whenever I go on
buffet as
vacation,
well.
yeah.
Like, it's family-friendly.
Yeah.
It's I think of that too.
That was holidays. Oh man, I got fat.
Yeah,
I ate too many capelin.
just enough capelin.
Yeah, there's lots around today.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. Hey guys. Hello. Hey buddies.
Yeah, we got like at least half a dozen back there right now.
Yeah, I think so. Probably a few more we can't see.
Yeah, it's a thing. You never know how many are behind or underneath you.
Usually when there's one or two, I find that there's at least 5 or 6
Yeah.
underneath them.
And it's
As
tough
a
to
general
count
rule.
them too. If like right now with the visibility being better, it's a little easier, but you can't tell if that's the same one that surfaced last time or.
Yeah, I mean, I can see 7 right now. Yeah, and that's just it. If you can't identify them by particular markings, like we showed before, then yeah, they often swim like right on top of each other. And as humans, you think, boy, that's uncomfortable. But they could be like 3 stacked on
they
top of
like-
each other, and for them, it's no big deal.
They push each other. You always see the calves riding on the mum's back and
Yeah.
nudging them up out of the water. Yeah, they're nosing right up to the prop there. That one was.
Additionally, as we're moving, I think we're moving through a couple different pods too, because there's some mum and calves off our starboard side, and some coming up to us from towards the port as well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, on the port side towards the fort is what I meant to say.
That tern just swooped down and snagged up a fish right here. We talked about how much the belugas eat and how there's 3,000 to 4,000 here in the summer. Like that's loads of fish, but you don't really see much for fish. I've found one dead capelin,
Oh.
Since I've been out here. You just
Okay.
think that you'd see more or more evidence of them, I guess.
Mhm.
But then that tern just dove down right in front of the boat and came out with a fish. So I know the coloration of fish. They're darker on the top and lighter on the bottom because for birds and stuff that are hunting for them, it makes them blend in with the depths.
Sure,
and then
sure.
from the bottom, they
Yeah.
blend in with the sunny sky. So maybe I just have crappy eyes and suck at looking for.
No, capelin are hard to see. I mean, especially from the surface, right?
Because I know the feeding frenzies that we had, the visibility wasn't that great. So that's kind of what I.
I rarely see capelin in the water.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, snorkelers wouldn't really see them that much, but mostly you see them towards shore.
Yeah.
Like you'll see them swimming around in the shallows.
Yeah, we've seen them at the launch from time to time.
Yeah. Or do you were you here on Canada Day?
No.
Okay. Because on Canada Day, it's usually the end of June, early July when the capelins spawn, and they'll turn the water just black.
Oh, that's what I was talking to a guy last night, and he said they were just scooping up pails full. Like
Exactly.
you take a 5-gallon pail and you dip it in and you're done. You're full.
Yeah, this year on Canada Day, my friends were saying that they, like, belugas like to go really shallow and they'll rub themselves on the rocks, but they were, like, on their bellies in the rocks just eating as many capelin as they could, yeah.
That's so crazy.
Not, like, beaching themselves, but, like, getting as shallow as they can.